guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm currently on my day 5 of my hotel quarantine here in Cebu, Philippines, and I'm just going to give you a quick update as to what transpired on day 5. So, for those who don't know it yet, the Philippine government has already approved the resolution to shorten the number of days in quarantine for those who are fully vaccinated and those coming from yellow listed countries as per Bureau of Quarantine list. So if you don't know about this yet, those who are coming into the Philippines, if you're an international passenger, you will be divided into different color light or the traffic light zones, like the green light, the yellow light, and then the red light. So those are in the green listed countries. They are just less than 50 countries that are listed there, with few cases of the corona cases. So for example, New Zealand, Mali, Poland, the islands like Marshall Islands, Cook Islands. I also think Korea is part of that, and Taiwan. So there are also countries that are on the yellow zone. So that means most of the European countries are in that category, including the country where I came from, which is Norway. Originally, those who come from the yellow listed countries, such as myself, like Norway and most European countries, when we arrive here in the Philippines, originally we were told that we should serve a 10-day hotel quarantine. So the 7th day would be the swab test. That's the second swab test because the first swab happens upon disembarkation in the airport. So the second swab is usually on the 7th day, and then the release of the results would be on the 9th day. So they will release it approximately 6 p.m. And if you have that negative result, then as early as 8 in the morning the next day, on the 10th day, you can go. So as per the resolution that was passed yesterday by the Philippine government, that's the 8th of October, yesterday, they said that instead of serving 10 days in a hotel facility, it can now be shortened to 7 days if you come from yellow listed countries and you are fully vaccinated. So the same protocol would apply to those who come from yellow listed country and green listed country if you are fully vaccinated. There's no distinguishing demarcation anymore. So both yellow and green countries, as long as you're fully vaccinated, is just 7 days. The swab test will happen, on the other hand, on the 5th day. So day 5 swab test, that's the second swab test. And then if you're negative, you have results that are negative, on day 7 you can go. However, I'm here in my hotel quarantine. It's already my day 5. And I was hoping like I'm part of those who will get swabbed today. It's hope. Of course, I'm hoping against hope. And I called up the front desk earlier today and I asked her like, what's the schedule of my swab test today? I heard from the news that the quarantine is shortened from from 10 days to just 7 days. And then the front desk lady said, we haven't received any memo yet from IATF. IATF is like the interagency task force that was implemented, or which was created by the government to address the EID, the emerging infectious diseases scenario here in the Philippines. So the front desk lady said that the hotel hasn't received any word yet. So it's like their hands are tied. They can't give any further instructions until they receive a memo or until they receive instruction from BOQ. So that means the status quo of 10 days hotel quarantine for those who come from yellow listed countries and fully vaccinated, such as myself, it still stands. So I'm here, day 5, and still no sign of freedom. I still have 5 more days to go. In 2 more days, that's the vaccination, that's Monday. And I just have to, breathe in, breathe out, and just surrender this to Father. I had a conversation early this morning with my husband, and I was like telling him that, oh, there's still no feedback. It's like the hotel can't do anything. And I was like complaining. So, if you are with someone who's very close to you, like in my case, when I'm with my husband, I'm like, I am myself, like what's in my mind, what's in my heart, my worries, and all. But of course, if I'm in front of other people, I'm in business, I'm talking to others, acquaintances, friends, even my family. I'm normally like, I have this facade, Miss Positive attitude. But if it's just me and my husband, I'm like the real me, like the real me. So, and then my husband told me, do you have control over that thing? Do you have control about the decision whether you'll get your swab today or not? I said no. If do you think worrying about those things will make things better for you? I said no. Do you think complaining about some things would that make you feel better? I said no. So he just said, you know what, just surrender it to God because Father is in control. So the things that we cannot control, Father has control over them. So that's what I did. I just breathed in like a long deep breath and then breathed out, and I realized, yeah, that's true. There's no use to worry, to be anxious, to, think about like trying to control things. So especially if you're the kind of person who likes things to be under control, you're like, I'm already, anxious. What's happening? There's too much uncertainties, and that's the thing. Like not just now because of this pandemic, but in life there are a lot of uncertainties. We can't grasp what's going to happen in the future. We can't predict, we can't know what's going to happen. Now we have the pandemic, yes, but years after, there will be other kinds of challenges. There will be other things that will steal our joy, steal our peace. And the most important thing is we acknowledge that we are not perfect. We acknowledge that we cannot control everything. And we acknowledge that there is a God who is in control. There is a God who will never leave us nor forsake us. There is a God who can turn the hearts of kings and influential people. And that God is our Father in heaven. And like a good father, He takes care of all of us. He wouldn't want to leave us as orphans. So that's why, as I was reflecting on what my husband was saying, I was like, okay, I'm being an orphan today. In fact, I'm being an orphan the past few days, like worrying, what am I gonna do? What if this happens? Like, that's why the best gift that we have received, aside from the salvation that Jesus has given us, is the gift of peace. And this peace transcends all human understanding. It's what Jesus told us, like, I give you this peace, peace I leave you. It's not the kind of peace that the world expects. It's a different kind of peace, because every single day, even maybe every single hour, we encounter things that will steal that peace or steal that joy in our hearts. So just to be reminded that Jesus has already given us that gift called peace, because He is the Prince of Peace. His peace embodied itself in a human form, in a God form. So we just, surrender everything to Him. There are still a lot of uncertainties. I've been receiving messages still every single day from my friends. Some I haven't even met, Facebook friends. So who message me like, I'm traveling to the Philippines this November. I'm traveling to the Philippines on December, on January. What do I need to prepare? What are the things that I had to, put into place? Should my kids be vaccinated? Should they have their swab? And there are plenty of things that, just can crowd our minds. And similar to me, I've been there. I've been, worrying the weeks leading to my trip here, and even as I was traveling. And even as I landed here and I'm in my hotel quarantine, like I just wish, like, Father, why didn't you make me perfect in terms of my faith? That, like, why can't I be like the person who doesn't doubt, like the person who has a steadfast faith? And I realized it's because we're all humans. If we're perfect, then we're no longer humans. We're God. But it's not. And we just embrace that and accept that because it's not a competition. God is on our side. So, yeah, I think that's just, some things that came into my heart. And being in this season of being isolated on day 5, I'm already halfway. So after today, I'm like past halfway. It's like, yeah, just less than the whole way to go, less than half to go. So I'm just grateful that I have my work from home. I'm grateful that I have my business with me that I can do anywhere, because I cannot imagine 10 days stuck in a hotel. Yes, there's internet, there's YouTube, there's Netflix, but I just can't imagine just, like for me, wasting my time, like just to be entertained. I want to be productive. I want to talk to people. I want to help. I want to serve. I want to do something that's aligned to my gift and aligned to my calling. And I'm grateful that I am in this field of entrepreneurship, and I'm proud that I'm an entrepreneur, that I can just bring my business anywhere. And I'm proud that I am I'm representing a good company, a great company. And at the same time, I'm humbled. I'm not proud, but I am humbled that God gave me this platform of sharing videos. God gave me this platform of communication. God gave me this gift to be able to communicate. So that's why I'm doing this now. I'm not a vlogger. I have long turned down many of my friends' uh, suggestions to make videos and vlogs in YouTube, because I don't want to monetize, like to stream and just to monetize stuff, because I have my business anyway. That's where I earn. So not from vlogging or something like that. If it's gonna be vlogging, it should be like because I enjoy to do that, not because I want to earn from it. So that's why I'm doing this, because my husband challenged me, just make videos when you're on your quarantine, and then spend quality time when you're out of your quarantine with your family, and then you'll be back in Norway in no time. So yeah, so that has been a long reflection. If you guys have any questions that I can help based on my first-hand experience. But when it comes to, knowledge to facts, knowledge, current affairs, like what should I do when I land in Manila, and I don't have a first-hand experience to that. So if I cannot give you the answer, the best is just to, do Google and just search, and then search in YouTube as well. There are plenty of information. So um, lastly, before I forget, those who are landing in different airports, you will have to pay for your PCR test or your swab test. However, for those who are landing in Cebu, fortunately and blessed, we are blessed because we're not gonna have to pay anything, so it's free as long as we are Filipinos, we're OFWs, or returning residents, or overseas Filipinos that are not OFW. It's free. But if you're a foreign national, then you have to pay less than 1,000 pesos. But those who are landing in Naiya, those who are landing in Clark, you have to pay. I think in NAIA is 3,000 pesos. I'm not too sure about that. You can just check in the registration in that your airline will send you if you are flying to Manila. Also in Clark, I think it's much more expensive. I believe it's 4,000. But here in Cebu, it's free. So that's one of the incentives. Fly to Cebu. If you are going straight to, somewhere in Visayas, like in Tacloban, Bacolod, Samar, or or Negros, then just fly straight to Cebu and the swab test is free. So it's a good incentive. Whoever proposed that or whoever, passed that free swab here, I'm grateful. So a bit of consolation for us who are here in Cebu. So yeah, that's it from me. If you guys have any questions, you can reach me in my social media account in the links below. And I'm posting regular videos in my Facebook private group. It's called Beauty Curator Live. The link is also below. It's more interactive because it's my community. It's like my home, like wherein I open my home to my friends and they get to ask questions. It's more interactive. It's like a fun, engaging community. So you're very welcome to join. Just click on the link below. So have a great day, everyone. God bless you all. Bye bye.